Rick, a hard-working farmer, had spent his entire life tending to his land. One sunny morning, as he strolled through his fields, he stumbled upon an unusual sight, a gaping hole in the ground. Intrigued and a little apprehensive, he knelt down to get a closer look, wondering what could possibly be beneath his beloved farmland. Rick spotted a ladder and decided to go down. But when Rick found out what was hidden in the hole, he knew he should have never gone down there. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. It's not like you find a big gaping hole in the ground every day that just appeared out of nowhere. He could hear his dog barking above him. If he could have taken her with him, he would have, but she is a big German shepherd, and he needed both of his hands to climb down. The sound of her barking slowly faded the further he climbed down. Suddenly, he paused. He should have told his wife about his whereabouts, but it was already too late now. He shrugged his shoulders and climbed all the way down. When he set both feet on the ground, he took a deep breath. It was pitch black around him, and in all the excitement from finding a strange hole, he had forgotten to run back to his house and grab a flashlight. All he had on him was his phone, which wasn't much, but the flashlight got the job done. He turned on his flashlight and felt his stomach drop. The hole was much bigger than it appeared from above. As he slowly began to walk around, he noticed more and more strange things about the hole. For instance, he saw 2 different holes in the wall which looked like they were tunnels of some sort. Rick hesitated. Should he walk through them? He had no idea where the tunnels could lead him, and he had no map to guide him back if he were to get lost. It was a true dilemma as Rick's curiosity was gnawing at him. He checked his phone's battery and saw it was at 50%. He decided to walk through the tunnel until his phone would be at 20% and then turn around. In his mind, this was the perfect compromise. This way, he would see a small part of the tunnel but still have enough light to find his way back. So that was exactly what he did. Rick carefully stepped into the dark tunnel and began to walk. He couldn't see the end of the tunnel, and as he walked deeper and deeper, it got darker and darker. He now only had the light of his flashlight to guide him. Whenever he paused to listen to the sounds around him, he could hear his dog's barks echoing through the tunnel. Other than his dog's barking, it was eerily quiet in the tunnel. He could occasionally hear a droplet of water falling down, but that was about it. Suddenly, Rick's stomach dropped. He froze and listened to what he believed were footsteps coming his way. He held his breath as he waited for the sound to stop, but it was only getting closer and closer. He felt his body panicking and he desperately sought a place to hide. But there were none. So he pressed his body against the wall and hoped for the best. "Rick!" someone yelled. "Rick, where the hell are you?" Rick recognized that voice immediately. "Monica, what are you doing down here?" he yelled as his eyes were blinded by someone's flashlight. "I can ask you the same, dummy. I was worried sick." Rick smiled and hugged his wife. "Can you believe this place?" Monica smiled in return. "I'm just glad I walked into the right tunnel." Monica told Rick she had heard Lucy, their dog, barking incessantly. When she went to check, she found a huge hole in the ground. "I knew you'd be down there," she said, playfully nudging him. "I brought you some supplies," she added, handing him a flashlight and taking off her backpack. "Sandwiches and water." Rick smiled at her warmly. "Why don't you come with me? We can explore these tunnels together," he said excitedly. Monica hesitated, but curiosity won over. "All right, but you carry the backpack," she insisted. Rick gladly took it. "Let's go. I feel a breeze and want to find its source." They walked for another 30 minutes before spotting a faint light. Rick picked up the pace, but as they approached, he slowed. "We're back where we started," he muttered, disappointed. Monica was too, but then she noticed something. "Look, another tunnel!" She pointed at a passage hidden behind a boulder. It looked deliberately concealed. Crawling through a small gap, they entered. The tunnel was narrower, but eerily similar to the first. With only one flashlight, they stayed close, moving faster this time. Following the tunnel's curve, something glinted beneath their feet. Old, rusted railway tracks. "Look at this," Rick murmured, crouching to touch the cold metal. "This isn't just any tunnel." Monica wiped away years of dust. The eerie stillness made the discovery haunting. The tunnel widened, revealing wooden beams supporting the walls. In a corner, worn-out tools, pickaxes, shovels, hammers, lay abandoned, their wooden handles rotted but metal parts intact. "These tools are ancient," Monica whispered. Further ahead, old mine carts sat motionless on the tracks, some still filled with minerals. Rick picked up a rock, its surface reflecting the flashlight's glow. "This place was once alive with activity," he said. Monica could almost hear the distant echoes of workers. Around the next bend, a small alcove appeared, housing a wooden table cluttered with sketches, faded notes, and maps. Monica carefully lifted a fragile sketch depicting an intricate tunnel system. A nearby note hinted at a significant discovery, though it lacked details. "There's a story here," she murmured. They sat on a rocky outcrop, contemplating. "Why build such an extensive network beneath your farmland?" Monica asked. Rick studied the tracks. "Maybe to transport minerals or goods in secret?" Both possibilities felt plausible. "Whatever it was," Monica added, "they left in a hurry, abandoning everything." Clutching the sketches, they pressed forward. The tunnel's atmosphere grew heavier, mystery thick in the air. The only sound was the soft thud of their boots against the dusty ground. Rick paused, then switched off the flashlight. Darkness swallowed them whole. In that engulfing darkness, the silence was profound. Monica's hand tightened around Rick's. "It's so quiet, almost too quiet," she whispered. The absence of life in the historic space was eerie. Monica couldn't shake off the feeling they weren't alone. Every so often, she thought she saw a fleeting shadow. "Rick, do you see that?" she asked. He squinted, but it was gone. Progress was slow. The notes and sketches they'd found guided them, helping them navigate the tunnels. The air grew colder. The flashlight's beam flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The tunnel felt alive, a silent observer to their journey. Suddenly, faint murmurs echoed through the passageways. Rick and Monica exchanged glances, quieting their steps. The distant voices grew clearer, hinting at others nearby. The soft glow of multiple flashlights confirmed it. Finding a recess in the wall, they hid. A group of explorers appeared, their chatter laced with excitement. "This could be it, the treasure of the tunnel," one of them exclaimed, holding a faded parchment. Rick and Monica watched intently. The group wasn't just explorers, they were treasure hunters, blending archaeology with ambition. Once the group moved on, Rick whispered, "We need to be careful. They may not welcome company." Monica nodded. "Let's follow them, but keep our distance." Trailing in the shadows, they observed the explorers as they studied maps and ancient artifacts. Every discovery added to the puzzle. Then the group halted before an ancient door, its surface adorned with intricate carvings and an ornate lock. The explorers huddled around it, trying to decipher the mechanism, but frustration grew as the door remained shut. Rick suddenly recalled the sketch they had found earlier. He rummaged through his bag, retrieving the fragile paper. "Monica," he whispered excitedly, "this might be the key." She studied it, realization dawning. Stepping forward, they used the sketch to align the symbols on the lock. The explorers, initially startled, watched in awe. With a final turn, the door groaned open. Dust and trapped air rushed out, revealing an expansive chamber. Golden hues, intricate statues, and ancient artifacts greeted their eyes. A world untouched by time. Beyond the portal, stalactites glistened like chandeliers, their reflections shimmering on a vast underground lake. Rick and Monica stood at the edge, bathed in the bluish glow, awestruck by the subterranean beauty. As they ventured closer to the lake's edge, its mirror-like surface reflected towering pillars, natural bridges, and limestone balconies shaped by time. The lake felt like a guardian of history, chronicling geological evolution. Their flashlight beams revealed amethyst clusters, quartz veins, and traces of gold, adding to the cavern's beauty. "This isn't just an underground lake," Monica whispered. "It's a hidden world." Yet amidst the natural wonder, signs of human interference emerged. Rusted machinery, corroded tools, remnants of past excavations. "Someone tried to exploit this place, not just explore it," Monica noted. Rick examined the scattered debris. "These excavations could have weakened the ground above," he murmured, realizing the damage might have extended beyond the cavern. Among the discarded machinery, Rick found a faded label, bearing the emblem of a company once tied to his family's farm. "This is the connection," he breathed. Monica looked on, grasping the weight of their discovery. Despite past intrusions, nature endured. Ancient carvings on the cavern walls depicted a civilization that once thrived here. The aquifer wasn't just a water source, it was sacred, woven into rituals and myths. Monica traced the symbols, whispering, "This place is a treasure trove of history." Inspired, she turned to Rick. "Imagine if we could share this with the world, not as a spectacle, but as a living testament to history and nature's harmony." The idea of an eco-tourist site took root, blending conservation with exploration. "We must protect it," Rick agreed. Consulting experts, they planned carefully, ensuring any interventions respected the cavern's integrity. Safe pathways guided visitors through the cave, weaving tales of ancient reverence and geological wonders. The underground lake became a centerpiece, its still waters reflecting both history and nature's resilience. Rick's farm, once just the land for cultivation, evolved into something greater, a sanctuary of history and preservation. The initiative engaged the local community, providing jobs, guided tours, and cultural storytelling. It was more than tourism, it was a shared legacy. Their success rippled beyond their town, setting a precedent for sustainable conservation. Years passed, and the farm flourished, proving that with care and respect, nature and humanity could coexist. As Rick and Monica stood at the cave's entrance, they knew their journey had only begun. Their legacy was secure, ensuring future generations would marvel at the wonders beneath their feet.